Hi there. Okay, so this is a video response for Kelly Donnovan here on YouTube. She recently put up a video, and towards the end of it, she did an abstract. That's one of the things she does when she needs to jumpstart her mojo or something. So, like, it reminded me of something that I used to do all the time. It was fun and I just loved doing it. It's very, 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 very similar to what she did, but it's not exactly the same. So yeah, I just wanted to show how I do mine because she asked me to show her. And so here we go. So basically, oh yes, and I'll have a link to the video in question, and I'll try to figure out how to start it so the video will start where she's talking about and showing what I'm talking about and showing. So okay, so without further ado. So basically, I just do scribbles. I just start wherever on the page and I just do basically loopy scribbles like this. And I sometimes do more than others, like bigger or smaller loops. And then when I've decided that I'm done, then I just kind of connect it. I just kind of connect it to the rest of it. And where I started, I find where I had started and connect that to something within too. And then from here, most of the time I would just color every little thing, and I usually would have the background black, like around the main blob. I would usually do this in black, but I mean it depends on the piece really and how I'm feeling. It can be any color. It can just be just treat it as one of the sections, one of the little thing. And so I would just go through my pencils and just color whatever whichever colors, just in colored pencil. But I mean, you can do it with whatever medium you prefer to use. You can use markers, you can use gel pens, but that would use up your gel pens, fast. Crayons, whatever, paint, whatever you want. So yeah, this is how I do it. But sometimes what I would do is do what I just did and then look at it and turn it different ways, and there's a good example right there. So I turn it different ways and see if I can see any kind of shapes or anything, and then color it so that it highlights that shape. So for example, right here I see a duck or some kind of that type of bird. So I would bring that out with the colors I chose. And like if I see something like this and it's not completely shaped, I would then, like, I can add an eye, for example, and maybe make another loop to close the beak on him. So I can add a little bit to make it even better. Okay, so I will make this be mineral orange. And this is of course an abstract duck, so he doesn't have to be exactly like a duck would look like. The colors don't have to be exact or whatever. So yeah. And if you hear weird chime like bells or whatever, I'm receiving emails, and that's the signal that I've got new mail. And I'm going to use this little section here as his feet. What are ducks' feet called? They're not paws. They're not claws. Anyway, whatever. The duck's feet. And then I will... what color should my duck be? I'll make him chocolate brown. So because I see the duck, what I do, well, okay, sometimes I will choose like 2 or 3 different shades of the color I choose, like different shades of brown. Okay, and this is a reddish brown. This is a Tuscan red. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So I will alternate with these 3 colors inside the shape of what I see here. And like I said, I just color in the different sections. It's gonna be a strange looking duck, but you know, that's just the way it is. And I just choose as I go which section is which color. Now, when I'm coloring the shape of something that I see, then it kind of decides what color what shape is. But when I'm not looking for shapes or pictures in it, when I'm just coloring just because, then sometimes I do it by choosing 3 or 4 different colors that I like and that I think go well together, and then just color in so that they're not all like right next to each other or whatever. But most of the time I just color like a lot of different colors in, and like I'll do 5 or 6. I like odd numbers, so I tend to do like 3 or 7 or 5 or odd numbers of the same color, and then go to a different color and fill in some more. And then like sometimes if I get close to having it filled in and I find that I don't really want to add another color, then I'll choose sections for some of the colors that are already in there. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is finish this duck, and then I'll come. Okay, so I'm having some extreme lighting issues. But anyway, so I ended up adding a darker brown. I found it. It's hard to find it because it's so small. Sepia. And I did a lot of the chocolate and the Tuscan red. I also put some light umber. And I decided to put a couple... I ended up with 3 strips of the Copenhagen blue, I think it is. So here's the duck. And so, I mean, obviously he's an abstract duck, and so he, his tail is kind of funny and stuff. So yeah, okay, so from here, what I can do is decide what his background should be. Like, is this background, is this water and then some greenery around the water, or stuff like that. And so you could color the surrounding sections accordingly. And so I'll do that now to show you. So I'll choose a few different colors of light blues too. Okay, so I have periwinkle. I think this one is deco blue. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what type of blue this is, and blue violet. So I'll start with that, just filling in around the duck with various blues. Maybe this just represents the sky. So I'll just do a few. And then I'll finish it and come back. Okay, so just now I decided that I wanted the beak to have 2 different oranges, so I put in just normal orange. Yeah, I think that looks better. Goes better with the way I'm doing this. And now, like, I've done the sky, as you can see. Maybe. I'm having lighting troubles here, but anyway, I've done the sky. And now I'm just going in and putting some grass. I decided to choose 3 different greens. I've got a marine, a grass, and spring green. So just going with these and putting some grass down. And so, what's really cool about this abstract thing is, and I find it fun to do this. It's relaxing and stuff. You don't really have to think too much if you don't want to. And so yeah, you just go. And one thing that I wanted to mention is that, I mean, you can make up your own rules. You can do it however you like. You can have no rules at all, or you can choose, you can say, okay, only 2 colors are allowed for the whole thing, or, you know, or no 2 colors can be next to it, the same color can't be next to itself or something, or, you know, whatever your rules. I mean, it's your fun playtime to inspire you to do what you want to do. Like, yeah, it's just fun, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, even if you set a rule for yourself and then you're going along, and then all of a sudden there's a section that needs you to break the rule, well, it's your rule. Why not break it? You're allowed to break your rule. You know, it's just have fun. That's the whole point. Yeah, I'm almost done with the grass here, and then I'll have 2 more things I want to show you with this. Okay, so there's a duck scene. I'm just doing this really quickly to show you, but I mean, you can spend lots of time and fill in like nicely, and you know, and you could even go back and like re-outline. Like you could do a darker outline in black here. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to outline the duck, leave the rest not outlined, but I'm going to just use a normal or just a regular Bic pen in black and do a darker outline of just a duck, just to help him stand out some more. Maybe around the beak here too, like that. And the eye, I did a small dab, just a little dot with my Sakura Jelly Roll white pen, just to make him look a little bit more alive or something. So anyway, the point is that you can fuss with this as long as you want, and if you are doing this and then you decide, okay, that's enough, that's fine. You can leave it. You don't have to finish it, or you can leave it and come back to it another day, and you can do it in different stages or days or whatever. Okay, now normally if I start one in this way, then I just keep looking for other critters or other things that pop up at me. But in this one, since I'm doing like a sort of a demo or what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a little section here to show you another thing you can do with these. I'm just going to highlight one section here. Just make it a bit darker, make it easier for myself to see where I'm going here. Just going with what's already there. Okay, so this is one of my favorite color combos, especially for abstracts like this. So it's a dark pink, I guess it's called hot pink, and true blue, cream, and deco green blue. These make a really cool color combo. So like, imagine this. Like, if this whole thing was done with just these 4 colors, it's a nice pastel-y look, and it's just cheerful, and it makes me happy. And like if you're doing it this way, if it's just coloring in all the different colors that you've chosen, like you can choose 3 or 4 or however many you want. Like a good complement to these also is to add a canary yellow, a deco pink, and a, I believe, yeah, deco blue, because they're similar colors. These would complement well too if you want extra pop of color or whatever. Yeah, for this demo, I'm just going to show you with these 4. So, yeah, you just fill them in. So, I just wanted to give you like an idea of how it looks if you just do the colors without bringing out critters or whatever, flowers or whatever you see, like. But I love the intuitive abstract arting. It's just a lot of fun. And because it's intuitive and interactive, nothing has to be perfect, which is awesome in my opinion. Okay, so see, just a little sampling of what it would look like. Like just imagine this whole thing covered in just those 4 colors like that. I just think that's really pretty. And you can surround this in black and you could make yourself like a little frame. You could choose 2 or 3 other colors to make your frame with. I'm just gonna do black because if I were doing this, this is the kind that I would like, all this would be black if I were doing it the way I used to do it all the time. But anyway, this is just kind of like a frame in black because it really makes it pop. I love black backgrounds, especially when using bright, happy, vivid colors. The contrast is so appealing to me, I guess. Okay, so there's that. And then recently, I've been thinking how cool it would be to do this, do the swirly, and then do Zentangles inside each box. So I'm going to do up a little section again just to show, because I'll be here forever if I do the whole thing. And what you can do also inside these is, before you do the Zentangling, you could choose a few colors of your watercolors or paint or whatever medium you have. I think I'll choose red. So I'll do one in red. So you could actually do every section a different color if you wanted to. That would be challenging though if you have it like a lot like that. And that's the other thing. Like sometimes I do it where there's a lot of sections, and sometimes I do it where there's a lot of bigger sections like that and not as many the little ones like that. And like with each, like it depends on how detailed you want to get or how labor intensive you want to get or whatever, like how tedious you want to make this, because it's already tedious as it is, you know, to fill in every little section, including the tiny little ones that you can barely see. However, it's really cool to think of different things you can do with it. Okay, so I have a red one, I'm going to do a blue one, and this is an aqua brush, by the way. I get doing stuff and then forget that I'm trying to show you stuff so that you probably want to know what I'm using and stuff. And these are Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons. What to say is that you could do this and then you could use, like, well, after it's dry, you could use colored pencils or something to do highlights and shadows so that it would look like each section kind of pops out. I kind of ran out of different colors, so I'm just going to do the last 2 in the red again. And So the more water you put, the lighter your color will be. What I've been doing is, after each color, I use a piece of scrap paper to clean off my brush so that I don't mix my colors. But you can mix your colors if you want to. And you want to let that dry. Now, okay, so what I want to show you over here is some is what I was saying, where you could make it look like each section is kind of puffy or something. And so you could do it with your colored pencil, with your watercolor crayons, by just making it darker and lighter with the amount of water you use. And like, you can spread the main color and then go back over again and clean off your brush, pick up so that you can highlight a little bit on one side with removing the water. And you can use a piece of paper towel or a baby wipe to remove some of the color too. So you can see it's lighter, and then like with very little water on your brush, you can go in and highlight, shadow, make it darker. And you can do like an ombre-like effect so that there are different shades of the color, kind of blend it in. And go in again to make it even darker. Okay, and just keep it light on the other side of it, so it looks like it's got a bit more shape. Now, yeah, okay, I think that's dry enough. That one too. If you want to do it even better, you can do it with your colored pencils. Choose a watercolor, a pencil that is similar in color, as close to it as you can find, and then just color over the edge. Then find one that is a little bit darker. I found a new pencil of the Copenhagen blue color. So yeah, this will show up better. So yeah, there we go, that's better. Okay, so you can use this over top of your watercolor or whatever you're using. You can do this with pastels, whatever medium you prefer. And you just basically choose which side has the shadow and do that. And then you use your either a very light shade of the same color or white. I need to find a better solution for my pencils. Like, this is my most used bin, but it doesn't work very good. I'm always spending way too much time looking for the color I need. So yeah, I need to find a better solution for that. So anyway, you can lighten it up in one section. So that it makes it look a bit, this looks flat. That doesn't. You can just sort of blend it up and do more. And again, you can spend as much or as little time on this as you want. And I'll show you a bit closer up. I can't figure out what I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, and I'm having lighting troubles, so anyway, you get the idea. In this area, so I've been thinking lately, how cool would it be to do like a Zentangle type of doodle or something inside each section? But it would be even nicer if it had color underneath it. So imagine a whole page done like this. I mean, it would take a long time, but it would be worth it because it would be pretty cool. And I mean, you could add shading to your doodles as well. Like this could have some red shading to make it look three-dimensional a little bit, and then do a white highlight down the middle. Could do that or not. You know, your rules. You're the one doing it and having some fun, or at least hopefully you're having fun doing it. And like you never know, like you never know where it's going to take you, and that's the fun bit. And like, for example, I started out this video thinking that I was just going to show you this, but then I remembered that, oh yeah, and I used to find little shapes and stuff, and then I saw the duck, so I thought, okay, I'll show you that. And then I realized that lately I've been thinking about this doodling thing. I've been really into doodling lately, which is weird for me because I never really got into it much until recently. So, you know, this led to this, and then while I was doing this, then I was thinking about this, and you know, it inspires, and it gives your creative side freedom to just dream and just go on and just do whatever it wants to do, and you never know where it's going to lead, and you know, it's fun. And so, you know, you can just do whatever doodles you want inside each section. They can alternate from types of doodles, or be completely different in each section, or whatever. Is whatever you enjoy. And again, I mean, you can do little bits every day until it's full, or you can do it all in one sitting. Whatever you like. So anyway, Kelly, that's how I do mine. Yours is very, very similar, and it really reminded me of it. I used to spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing these. It was so much fun, and it's relaxing and stuff. And I actually like the way it looks when it's done. I think it's neat. But then again, I mean, I love abstract, so. And even these doodles could be done in different colors. If you have different colors of pens, you could use your gel pens, or you could use your colored pencils to do the different bits. It's, you know, the possibilities are endless with this. And that's part of the fun. Another person who does videos that you might find interesting, that might help if you're having one of those artist blocks or whatever, or you just want inspiration or whatever. And if you enjoy doodles, Peter Draws is good. I'll find a link to some of the ones that I'm thinking of, so that you can see that too if you're interested. So you can see here, even within the section, the doodle varies some. I was just thinking of Peter Draws, and this doodle here is inspired by him. So yeah, I'll have a link. Okay. So there you go. I'm actually quite liking this. I might do a whole page of this because that was fun. I liked it. I'll put a photo. I'll put photos because, yeah, I'm having trouble showing you with the lighting troubles. So there you go. I hope you had some fun with this, and I hope you'll try it. If not, that's okay too. Okay. So, I uploaded the footage to my computer, and while it was doing so, I had another idea, and I thought I would share it. Normally, I don't fold my art journal this way, especially when I'm working in it, but in order to show you, it will be easier if I do. So, basically, I'm going to make myself a mask or something. Oh yeah, right. I need it more centered to make it easier on myself. I am going to, just for the demonstration, I will use scissors to cut that out. You can use a hole punch or a X-Acto knife or whatever. And if you don't have a circle template or stencil or whatever, you just trace around something. A plate, a cup, whatever. Trace around something round. Okay, so my idea is basically what I was doing there before, but to have something like this, I'm going to try to center it a little bit, so that it's in a circle. And I think that would make it pretty. And then I'm going to trace around the circle. And I'm going to do another one without tracing around the circle just to see what that does. I'll do a partial one here like this. Ooh, I like it even better without tracing around the circle. So that's pretty neat. I like doing it uneven numbers thing. That's not necessary, it's just my preference. And this looks kind of neat too. You could color that in too and use this on something else if you did a better job of your scrap paper. And so then you can just color it in, choose to leave your background just white just like that, or color it, make it black or whatever. And here on the ones that I didn't trace around the circle here, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with the ends. Basically just do the same things as we did here on this sample page, but do it inside a shape. It doesn't have to be a circle, it can be whatever shape you want it to be. It could even be like an irregular blob shape, like that kind of shape or something. Or you could even do like an animal, or something recognizable, like a face or a silhouette, or some kind of animal or something like that shaped in there. and do this. And this one, I don't need to worry about bleed through on the other side. So I think I'm going to color this one in with marker. So these are just Sharpie markers. They don't tell me what colors they are, but anyway, they're Sharpies. I have one with this kind of tip in this color, but it doesn't work. I have very bad luck with markers. This one still works, the tiny tip. It's just... So this one I will use sparingly in there. So anyway, I chose 5 different colors. And I think I'm going to do all 3 with the same colors. So I'm just trying to space it out with this color so that it's sort of evenly distributed so that it's pleasing to look at. I'm not going to put that away. I'm sure that I'll come back with it again, but for now. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with the different colors and then come back to fill in more with each color after. Also, with the more vibrant colors like this pink, it's a good idea to limit how many, because this way pops better. But just kind of go with... So it's the next day. I've gotten those 2 finished, and this one is... I'm working on it, but I'm liking this a lot. And while I've been working on this, I've had a couple other ideas that I will show you, but I'm going to finish this first and then... Oh yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say is that in this one, I really like having some of the white in it, so I left it. I didn't want to color all of them in like that, but I think I do want to color that a little bit there and that one there too. Yeah, there we go. Makes me happier. But yeah, I kind of like having a few white spaces. Except that I keep seeing spots that I want to fill in. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone now. Right after that little thing there. Okay, I'm leaving it alone. But yes, I like that. No, that one needs to be pink too. Okay, that's good. That just shows you can fuss with it all you want. Anyway, you could reinforce the black lines if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it. I like it this way, I think, for this one. But most of the time, I think I did usually reinforce the black. If you were to watch some of my old drawing videos, you'll probably see some of these in those. Sometimes it's hard to decide what color I want where. Sometimes it just kind of tells me. And that's hard to explain, but it just does. But you can get lost for hours doing that. Okay, so doing those ones, I will probably make the background black or journal for the background or something. I'm not sure yet, I haven't decided. But anyway, so here is one of the other ideas I had. You could cut some of the sections out, and then whatever you have on other pages would show through. Also, if you did this, then you could put pattern papers behind it so that would show through. That leads me to the other idea, is where you could do paper piecing. So you could use carbon copy paper. Okay, this could get a little tricky to figure out where your thing is, but so you could trace your section and cut it out and then glue it on. UHU glue stick, which is getting quite old and probably doesn't work as well as it should, but it works good enough, at least for a demonstration. If you just heard that, it was my stomach, and I need to go find something to eat for lunch. This is just an old membership card that I use for gluing down. And with this one, with the duck scene, you could frame it with a black or whatever. With this one that you just glued on, you could make it stand out more. And I mean, you could do that for every section with a different type of pattern paper. There you go. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you had good inspiration. And there you go. Okay. I just can't stop. Okay, so I was finishing up putting the wax paper on the page and getting ready to move on to another project. But then I had the idea, okay, book text would look really cool in one of the cutout pieces, and it would be neat if you kind of highlighted or shadowed on the inside. And then just now I had the idea, oh my gosh, what if you pop dot some of them, some of the shapes? So you could use a piece of cardstock. So you can use either tracing paper or a piece of wax paper to... Okay, so wax paper is not really a good idea because it's really hard to see, but in person I can see it good enough. Yeah, easier to trace around it, I think. Good enough. And also, the bigger sections make good sections for journaling in. So that's kind of neat too. And like if you pop dot these, maybe like if you're doing a quote or something, maybe each word of the quote can be pop dotted on and put on like that. And of course you want to be more careful to get it nicer. Or you can just do a random shape and put it on top. It doesn't have to match something on there, but you can use the... I guess this isn't exactly a pop dot, but you know, whatever. And you can cut it in smaller pieces so that it'll go further and be stronger. So there. And of course, before you put it down, you could like distress the edges or whatever. Timber brown is my favorite stays on color, and what I often do is use a Q-tip as a sponge or whatever you call it, and then I can use it to do this. And it, like I said, it would have been a better idea to do it before putting it down. And my ink pad, I need to get a new one, or an ink refill or something, because it's almost run out. But anyway, you get the idea. And you could doodle, you could do, you know, whatever. Do all kinds of things on that. So, okay, let's try that again. That's it for now.